What is happening, baby? Welcome back to the Huddle Chat Sports Network's very own fantasy football huddle, presented by DanklyfeBrand and yours truly, as always, Dallas Clark. Today, we're continuing our conversation on sleeper running backs. If you haven't seen my sleeper running back episode, there will be a link in the description below. However, at the end of that sleeper running back episode, I presented to you three names, and I said I was going to be discussing those three names a little bit more in depth in a future video. Today is that day. We're going to be talking about sleeper running backs who are currently backups that you need to pay attention to. So we're talking about the prime handcuffs that you really want to be paying attention to, adding to the depth pieces at the end of your fantasy football drafts. So before we get anything started, as always, it's time to fill up your cup, roll something up, and get right into the news. Today, we're the first running back we're going to be talking about. It's going to be Tyjae Spears from the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry is no longer there. We do have Tony Pollard. However, I think Tyjae Spears is going to do to Tony Pollard what Tony Pollard did to Ezekiel Elliott, which is chase him out of town completely. I think Spears is going to be their most effective rusher this season. I'm expecting a much bigger role for Tyjae Spears, and if you look at the statistics, Spears was actually more efficient in a statistics standpoint than Derrick Henry actually was last year. You're also looking at a more pass-happy approach with this newly improved, newly revamped offense for the Tennessee Titans, and it actually benefits Tyjae Spears and his skill set. He has been named one of the top breakout players by CBS Sports, and experts are expecting a significant impact for fantasy football in 2024. And I also agree with said experts, Tyjae Spears. And if Tony Pollard misses any time, Tyjae Spears may instantly jump up to top 20, top 15 conversations. That's how good Tyjae Spears is. The next running back on the list is going to be Brian Robinson Jr., Mr. Many Men himself. With the new coaching staff, including Cliff Kingsbury, I think they're more likely to utilize Brian Robinson Jr.'s skill set. Hopefully, the trend right now continues for Brian Robinson of this healthy offseason, because Brian Robinson Jr. in 2022, we all know the story, getting shot at the beginning of his rookie season in the preseason, that impact in the beginning of his 2022 season. Then last year had the high ankle sprain that forced him to miss a month, and we also have seen running backs, specifically Jonathan Taylor, other running backs that have struggled with high ankle sprains, and even when they come back, it's just not the same until they can heal. So hopefully with this full healthy offseason, he can continue on that stretch. And Brian Robinson Jr. Definitely has the offensive line being improved this year, which is going to be a big impact for Brian Robinson Jr. You are looking at the competition right now with Austin Eckler in the backfield. However, Austin Eckler is aging, and we have never seen Austin Eckler outside of that Los Angeles Chargers offense. Not saying he's going to completely fall off the planet, but this offense knows Brian Robinson Jr., and Brian Robinson Jr. knows this team. I think Brian Robinson Jr. is open for a big role, especially if Austin Eckler misses any time. I think he's going to have a role early in the season, and then if Austin Eckler misses any time, or if Brian Robinson Jr. actually takes that starting role, or at least 40 to 50% of the carries from Austin Eckler, you're starting to look at that role expanding, and that's exactly what we want in our handcuff running back. Before we finish off the video with our last handcuff running back to be named, I want to make sure that I mention to you guys, if you like the content, to drop down, smash that like button. It helps me out more than you even know. And also, comment below. Let me know who your favorite sleepers are this year. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscriptions bar as well as that notifications bell. Moving on to finish the video with our final handcuff that you really need to pay attention to. It's going to be Chase Brown from the Cincinnati Bengals, entering year 2 with high confidence in the performance that he put out last year. He averaged 4 yards per carry. Didn't have a great opportunity because of Joe Mixon being there. Now Joe Mixon is out of town, and as opposed to a backup role that you were going to be seeing for Chase Brown, he's going to be at minimum splitting carries with Zach Moss, and depending on how that carries is distributed and how the both running backs perform throughout those first few weeks, that role may increase throughout the year for Chase Brown. If Zach Moss misses any time, which he has not had really many full healthy seasons in his NFL career to date, which it's very likely he might miss at least a week or two, Chase Brown becomes an instant starter in your fantasy football lineup. He's extremely explosive. He's a tough runner. And like I said, you're looking at Joe Mixon no longer being there. There's 250 rushing attempts open in one of the most efficient offenses in the NFL. There's 40 to 60 receptions open with the departure of Joe Mixon and the departure of Tyler Boyd now open. And Chase Brown has apparently made pass catching a large focus in his offseason approach and his offseason training this year. So Chase Brown is definitely one to be chasing in your fantasy football drafts late. That's going to do it for me today here with the handcuff running back special. We have a late round tight end special coming up. We got the continuation of the rookie playbook. We got draft strategies coming up. I got tons of content coming fresh and hot off the presses for you. So make sure if you haven't yet, you hit that notifications bell. And if you like the content, make sure you smash that like button and let your boy know who your favorite sleepers are this year down in the comments. Make sure you always keep your chin up and your attitude down. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.